How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? This is Sportscaster MB brought to you live outside. Bus Cameron Brate gives a thumbs up as he wheels off with another head injury. A week after missing a game with the concussion, while Greg Little of the Dolphins is left unchecked despite looking groggy after a knee to the head. Another week in the NFL, another concussion scare for at least two players, and more questions for teams to answer and how players are protected. First, Greg Little of the Dolphins took a hit in the game against the Minnesota Vikings, and then tight end Cameron Brate of the Bucks went off on a stretcher after missing last week's game with concussion. Brate was in a neck brace after receiving a lengthy treatment on the field, but promisingly he was spotted giving a thumbs up as he was wheeled off. He missed week 5 after giving concussion when the Bucks lost the Chiefs in week 4. Tampa Bay said on Twitter Cameron Brate has been ruled out for the remainder of the game. Brate has moved in all of his extremities, and continued to be evaluated further. He was taken to Pittsburgh Hospital but was released after being evaluated on Sunday evening. In the Dolphins game, Little appears to take a knee to the head as the passage of the play broke down and he looked hurt, lying on his front for a short while longer than the players around him. When the 24-year-old eventually slowly got up, he looked like he was still feeling the impact. He shook his head twice and was breathing heavily, yet still was allowed to play on without being checked over. It prompted Chris Nowinski, a concussion specialist who has frequently been critical of the NFL concussion protocol, to take to Twitter, sharing the footage and writing. Watched off an LT 75, Greg Little take a knee to the head, stay down, get up, looking woozy, do the shake off the Cowboys twice, yet finish the drive. The Fox cameraman produced hold on him way too long to try to help the concussion spotter. How do you not evaluate him? Charles Robinson and Yahoo NFL reports also wondering how Little wasn't checked. He said on Twitter, seems like Dolphins tackled Greg Little, took a knee in the head and was shaking his head afterwards. Not sure how a guy laying there and then shaking his head isn't caught by a spotter after Bridgewater was pulled for a lot less. The Dolphins have in recent weeks lost 2 quarterbacks to the concussion. To Gulliver and Ted Bridgewater have cleared concussion protocols after recent incidents. The handling of Tico Volia case particularly drew in scrutiny as he appeared to be hurt and unsteady on his feet in the previous game, but deemed okay to play on. Tagovailoa has been given time to recover properly and missed this weekend's game against the Vikings, but Bridgewater's played. Tagovailoa could return on October 23rd against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a Sportscaster MB Brought to you live outside the lines.
The defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin, challenged them to do.
Over the middle, caught by Brate, third down. The Pittsburgh defense came in allowing so many big plays as now Brate's a little slow to get up. And right now he's back on the turf. We'll step aside.
Hey! Calm yourself.
Boy, a scary moment right now. Tampa Bay tight end Cameron Brate put on a backboard. They're bringing the card out. Of course, they're always very cautious in these situations. They continue to check on him, try to get him off the field. We'll be back in a moment. Cameron Brate, the injured tight end, is now being put on the stretcher. And this is before the card even came out. He was moving both arms and both legs, so certainly that is a good sign. It's a guy who spent all 8 seasons in Tampa. Guy who Todd Bowles called one of the smartest players he's ever been around. Cameron Brate, 8-year pro, went to Harvard. And just a scary moment right now. And hopefully, as we say, always very cautious in the day.
That's been great watching his career progress. You know, kind of came in and kind of created that niche in the red zone. That was where he was just an uncoverable weapon for Tampa Bay. And all the tight end talent that has been here, the one constant and consistent part has been Cameron Brate. So O.J. Howard, Brom Gronkowski coming back. I mean, a lot of really good tight ends here with Tampa Bay. And Cameron Brate, the consistent guy in that group. So our thoughts and prayers with him right now.
Most certainly. And this is where all the guys out there, you kind of step aside from your jersey colors and your allegiance, and you're all one family, just hoping that Cameron Brate is okay.
And even the fans in the stands here, you know, understanding, you know, you come here and you cheer against your opponent and you're rooting for the Steelers, but when you get these situations, just you know, the affection that they have for everybody that lines up and plays this game on Sundays,